Hey guys, I have missed y'all so much. We are going to be talking about polar bears and penguins this week. We're going to be reading the book Ice Bear. And so it's about polar bears. It has lots of cool information. It's a nonfiction story, and it's by Nicola Davies. She's the same one who wrote Bats Love the Night. And it just tells you kind of like a polar bear's journey. So it tells you in story form, but it has some good facts about polar bears. Our people, the Inuit, call it Nanook, white bear, ice bear, sea bear. Others say it's a bear, all right, but not like any other. It's a polar bear made for our frozen world. There's the polar bear, and then there's the people that they're talking about. It says polar bears have longer necks and legs than their closest relative, brown or grizzly bears. No frost can steal polar bear's heat. It has a double coat, one of fat, 4 fingers deep, and one of fur, which has an extra trick of beating cold. Its hairs aren't really white, but hollow, filled with air to stop the warmth escaping, and underneath the skin is black to soak up heat. Only a polar bear's nose and the pads on the end of its toes are without fur. So its hair follicles are like a straw, like this. They're hollow in the middle, and that's why it makes it look white, but they're not really white. That's how they keep the heat in. Its ears sit close to its head, neatly out of cutting winds, and its feet are furred for warmth and grip. So polar bear stays warm no matter what. It will sleep away a blizzard in a drift and wash in snow. Tiny ice crystals rub the dirt from the polar bear's fur. Polar bears are careful to keep clean so that they can camouflage against the snow and ice. Polar bears stay warm in temperatures of minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and lower. It's pretty cold. Polar bear is a great hunter. It outweighs 2 lions and makes a tiger look small. Polar bears are the biggest hunters on land. Male bears can be 10 feet long and weigh as much as 10 men. A single paw would fill this page and shred the paper with its claw. You see, there's the paw right there. You see how big it is? It's a big paw. It can run as fast as a snowmobile or walk and walk for days on end. It can swim 100 miles without a rest to cross the sea between the ice floes, then shake the water from its fur and walk again. Nothing stops polar bear. Polar bear's fat keeps them warm in the cold sea. Webbed feet help them to swim, and water-shedding fur helps them to dry off quickly afterward. Seals are its prey. It hunts them far out from the frozen sea, waiting at a breathing hole, or stalking them as they sleep. Polar bears can catch seals only on the sea ice, so hunting is best in winter and early spring. Polar bear is a white shape in a white world, invisible until it's too late. A lightning paw strike, a crushing bite, and the seal is gone. Look at those polar bear babies. But polar bear is gentle too. Mother bear in her winter snow den tends her newborn cubs. She lifts their tiny bodies in her great paws and suckles them. Newborn polar bears are tiny. They weigh just over 1 pound, about the same as a guinea pig. In spring, she'll take them hunting, and for 2 years she'll protect and feed them until they've learned, like her, to hunt alone. Polar bears usually have 2 cubs at a time, but sometimes they only have 1, or very rarely, triplets. Alone, through summers when the sun tracks up and down the sky and one day passes to another with no night between, In the Arctic, it's light all the time in summer and dark all the time in the winter. Alone through winters, when the sun never rises and the stars of the Great Bear sparkle in the darkness. When the sea ice melts in summer, polar bears can't catch seals. They'll eat almost anything instead: fish, dead birds, berries, and even grass. Alone until the paths of two lone hunters cross. They'll wave their heads in greeting, clasp their jaws so tenderly, and they wouldn't break an egg. Cautiously, they try each other's strengths. Then, play! Giants flowing in the whiteness, tumbling beautiful as snowflakes. Real fighting is very dangerous for polar bears, so males play fight to find out who's the strongest without either bear getting hurt. Until they part and slowly go their separate ways. We, Inuit, we watched Nanook, as we first watched when the earth seemed new, and polar bears showed us how to love the Arctic, how to hide from blizzards in a house of snow, how to hunt for seals with patience and with speed, how to live in a starlit day and a sunlit night. Many polar bears and Inuit have passed since then, and still we share our world with gratitude and pride. Some scientists think that when humans came to the Arctic around 400,000 years ago, they learned how to survive by watching polar bears. All right, so it's a cool book about polar bears. We're going to be learning or talking about polar bears and penguins all week long, so I can't wait to hear about it. All right, bye, guys.